Me.
Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Zoe.
What's your name?
Noel.
Okay, say bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Y'all get on up out of here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mallory from Noisy for God Movement, and today we are here with a special guest. His name is Noah.
I'm a special guest.
Yes,
That's what
because
you want?
he's not consistent with his postings.
I'll be busy. On that grind.
That's to say, I'm not busy.
On that grind.
And that's why that's
You
what
heard
this
me?
video is
On
about.
that grind.
Anyway.
Just 'cause I ain't making no
We have a
video.
special guest on our channel today. His name is Noah. His name is Noah
It's shame.
Nicholson.
Okay. So
I'm trying to make a marriage video, but I already know that this is about to go.
Look, y'all, we chilling on the couch. A lot of you have been requesting some marriage videos, some marriage talk. So we thought we just, sit down on the couch and chat it up a little bit.
Let's get into this conversation. So somebody asked us on our Facebook page, I think it was, about a situation where they felt like the person was trying to change them into somebody else, and they're engaged, and the person was asking about what is our opinion concerning marriage.
So you said somebody, they got engaged, but then after they got engaged, he was trying to tell her to start tweaking stuff before they
Yeah, he had a lot of criticism. This isn't my first time actually getting this question. I got this question before. What do you think about that question? Let you kick it off.
What I would probably tell my little sister is he probably ain't the one.
Why isn't he the one?
Because, and this is my opinion.
Because I feel like you were picky like that.
Very picky. Because I don't think you should marry somebody that you feel like you need to change. A lot of people marry people because they feel like they got potential.
I heard a preacher say a long time ago when I was before I started dating him, that you don't marry a project. You can't be, a lot of times if this was right and this right,
I think women are really like that, yeah.
Then they'll be who I want them to be.
Oh, not married. They're not married. They just together.
Yeah, if you're dating, that's a definite red flag.
Not yet married. Even if you're considering marriage. But that's just something that I would advise my loved one to be careful with. At the end of the day, I would recommend you to talk to loved ones and family members, or like your parents or your pastor, somebody that's going to be marriage counseling
Always.
you. But in my opinion, if I was talking to my little sister and she told me that her boyfriend said something like that, they engaged or they're dating or they're close to marriage and they're considering marriage, but he always trying to get you to change your look and your swag and the way that you dress and all that, I just don't think that he's the one. I feel like he should like your style, especially men. A lot of times are not honest about it, but men are very visual. Me personally, knowing that obviously looks is not the only thing that you care about, because there's a lot of beautiful women out there. So looks is not the only thing you're looking for, but looks is a very important piece.
You gotta get what you like.
Yeah, you gotta get what you like. You have to be honest with yourself.
If
you know that you really love chocolate women like myself, but if you know that you love, light-skinned women or chocolate women, you like long hair, you like short hair, whatever you like
body type.
Yeah, you like body types, whatever it is that you like. Be honest with yourself and get what you like. It may sound like it's stupid, it may sound like, but when you get married, it is very important to be physically attracted to that person, especially as a man. I know that women are wired a little different. Women will be like, hey, I need my man to be fine, but a lot of women are like, well, he doesn't necessarily have to be the finest thing as long as he takes care of me and he loves me and he treats me right. Women are different. The men are not like that. I want you to be on point, mentally and spiritually and intellectually, but we need to be able to connect on multiple levels. But I need to be able to look at my wife, and that's one thing about me. I can look at a beautiful woman. I come home, she could think she looking dusty, and I'd be like, "Woo, you looking good, girl." You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's how it should be.
Because he got
I got what I like.
And I think
I don't have to change her. I love her swag. I love her style, the way she dressed. I love her hair. You know, she got little gray streaks. I think it's so hot. I think it's just so cute and sexy. I love
30%
it. You know what I mean? Because men have preferences about that stuff. The way she chooses her shoes, her style, everything about her, man, is exactly what I love in a woman.
And it's not fair. It's not fair to marry somebody that you don't like, because then you're putting pressure on them to change things that they can't change. Whereas they could be married to somebody who actually like them for who they are. If you're married to somebody and they don't actually like you, it creates insecurity in you that's not right. It creates, you know, maybe you're trying to modify your body, keep your weight a certain area,
and
where
that's something you would say to the young
yeah, you have to be honest about that stuff. Don't date people and marry people that you like something that's the total opposite of them, because I can't change, you know, my height. I can't change my weight. I can't change my the way my body is set up. I'm not, you don't need to be encouraging people because you over there looking at people with certain body type. So now I'm over here trying to modify things on me, or you like a certain hair, you like a certain color, skin color. I can't do anything about that. Then you bringing children into the world, and that was important to me. I was like, well, I need somebody who likes me for me, because I want them to love their babies and love their children and love this and that. And I thought about all of that stuff. Like, you need to love the complexion that I am. You need to love, you know,
that's
this
what I was
and
gonna
that.
Say. You remember you told me about how you was talking to a guy and he was like, I usually like light-skinned girls, but I mean, you cute for a chocolate girl. You know
yeah, I used to get that all the time. Definitely have dated people who I was the exception to their rule. So they was making, you know, they making me feel special by saying, you know, I'm making an exception for you because you know you bad. So I'ma just let go of what I usually do and do something different. I'm like, no. What I'm not about to be is the exception to anybody's rule. Like, I want you to love this, and if you don't love this, find something that you love, and I'm gonna find somebody that loves this. And I think it's important to know your worth and know your value, and know, you know, that when you get married, things begin to change and shift. If you marrying somebody who likes a certain, like, for example, when you start having children, your body starts changing, things start shifting. You know, you're not always going to be able to be on. You're not always going to be able to be on fleek. And somebody got to be able to look at you dusty, crusty, struggling, hospital bound, swollen, you know, fresh off the birth table, you know, fresh out nursing, breastfeeding,
still looking good.
and they're still loving you and attracted to you and happy about being married to you. So I think that we do a big disservice when we don't actually act like it's important that you're physically attracted to people. And like he said, women kind of tend to have more grace in this area, where our feelings can override that stuff and create bonds and create attraction for us. But with men, I do think it's a little bit different, where, you know, they're visual and they need to make sure that they want what they're purchasing. Like, don't be doing that to women. I hate that. I hate that so much, to see like men and like I said, you just create insecurity and stuff in the women, and it's just for no reason.
And then with men, all you're doing is tempting yourself when you don't do that, because you got your wife at home. Maybe you love her because she loves you and she's so good to you. She's such a good woman. But you over there googly eyeing and quee. You know what I'm saying?
So peep that. Like, if you're still in the dating phases, then peep that. Like, and see, you know, if he's still looking over there, because that's a sign. You know, you need to watch that stuff. And do not get married to somebody that's doing that stuff, because that's not going nowhere. When you get married, things get harder. They get rougher. Your dating and courting season is like your best season because a lot of the stressors that are to come aren't there yet. You know, you're trying to put forth your best foot. So when you get married, all of that shifts, and you need to just be in a space where, you know, you like the person that you with. And so I would definitely say to somebody that's single, and if you're married and you find yourself struggling, I'll say this: if you were something and you turn into something else and they not happy, you need to be careful out here in these streets doing that too. Like, you do need to kind of maintain what you were. Like, don't try to like turn into a Beelzebub.
People do evolve.
You can evolve, but you can't evolve. You can't just change. And I think sometimes we think. So I think you can evolve, but there needs to still be some levels of self-care. I'm really just talking about levels of self-care.
Oh, so you saying like you was on point when y'all was dating,
and now you don't
now
take
you
showers.
Just walk around with a head
now your
scarf
hair's
on
not
all
done.
Day.
Now you
ain't brushing your teeth.
You were selling him something that you you were selling him something that you weren't really.
Yeah.
Hygiene, that's not right.
You was cooking, throwing it down. Now you ain't cooking nothing. You over here warming up TV dinner, talking about here go your dinner.
There's grace for
Going to
seasons,
Taco Bell.
but you should not, just transform into another person. Like, I do believe that, the way you got them is the way you need to keep them.
So be an honest representation of yourself when you're dating.
Because they
Don't
can marry,
send
they
nobody
can choose to be with that.
Yeah, don't become who you think that they want. Don't do that. Don't become who you think they want. Or, when you dating, you go on your first date, you like, what kind of woman you looking for? What kind of man you looking for? And when they tell you what they want, then you start modifying your personality. You know what I'm saying? You can only fake for so long. You can only
catch them.
And that's
a stressful
you ain't gonna
game.
be happy. You gonna be stressed out trying to continue your charade.
We don't believe in
divorce. Be unhappy.
We don't believe in divorce.
So don't do that. Keep it 100. When you date to marry. So when I was dating, my mentality was we dating, and it's kind of like an interview process. And the sooner we can learn that we're not compatible, the sooner we can stop wasting each other's time. So as soon as
don't let people
learn,
pressure you into marrying people that you don't really want for any reason, because you can only get married once. And if you don't want to be getting married multiple times, you don't want to be going through divorce, taking your children, your family through divorce. That's not ideal. We understand the circumstances outlined in the Word of God and circumstances of life that things happen, but that's not ideal. You don't go into marriage like that. So when you get ready to get married, so it's forever. It's a forever mindset. And with that being said, you don't let people pressure you into marrying somebody.
Don't be out here wasting your time in these streets. Man.
Don't do that.
Don't be out here wasting your time in these streets.
That's good stuff.
You know what you're looking for. You know what you want. The sooner we can figure out that we don't want each other, then the sooner we can stop wasting each other's time.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to break that off. Because I broke it off with him.
She tried. I wasn't having it.
Listen, so we weren't getting along.
I wasn't having it.
We weren't getting along.
No, we was arguing. We was dating and we was arguing.
Yeah, and I was like...
Her sister was like, yo, always fighting.
And I was like, yeah, we are. And
we thought it was cool. We was like, man, I could debate, but I ain't never met nobody that can go.
And, he wasn't acting right. This is my point. He wasn't acting right while we were dating. While we were dating, he wasn't acting right.
She tried it, though.
And I called him and I was just like, I want to maintain the friendship because we've known each other for years and years and years. Noah and I have known each other since before we don't even know when I didn't know him. So I didn't want the friendship to be ruined.
Paul kids,
Yeah. Yep. And so I didn't want my friendship with him to be ruined. So I was like, I'm not feeling it, and I don't want to not like you, like, as a person where we're not friends. And so I think we should just split up.
And that was good because I had the mindset where, I was like, I'm not finna waste my time. So I wanted to know, are you trying to date me, or am I just one of the guys that's a possibility? You know what I mean? I didn't want to be investing my time, money, and effort and emotions on something that I'm trying to find me a wife, and maybe you not on that. So, when she tried to kick me to the curb, I was like, oh, she was for real. She was serious. And it just kind of...
He acted much better after that. Mm-hmm. He leveled up and he did the stuff that I was looking for him to do. And it made me feel more confident in marrying him.
Yeah, and it showed me that she was actually serious about the relationship.
But the reason why I brought that up is because I'm saying don't be afraid to break things off. Don't be afraid to make those power moves when it comes to your destiny and your future.
And don't be playing games, though. Don't be playing games trying to manipulate people. Don't be playing games. That's not what she means by power moves.
Gonna come out anyhow.
What she means, don't be wasting your time. She was gonna kick me to the curb, like, bro, if you ain't serious.
And if he wasn't serious, that would have just been it. That means it wasn't.
You can keep it moving so that we can at least maintain a friendship. I'm
saying know your worth and know what you are and willing to deal with and what you're not willing. Have your lines there when you're dating, because that's important because things shift. Like I said, when you're married, you need to make sure you're with the right person. And I do believe that marriage is like the most important decision that you can ever make outside of your salvation and your commitment covenant relationship with God. It's the only other covenant relationship that you have. It's important more than any other relationship that you have, even more than our children. Our children, they grow up and get married and leave us. It's like, this is it. So that's the mindset that you go into it with, and you're much more serious about, you know, who you give your life to and who you commit your life to. And with us, you know, we're a blended family. I married a man with children. So for me, I really had to be careful, prayerful, and I took a spiritual counseling and advising so that I could know, you know, what I was doing, you know, at such a young age. We got married at 23, 25. We've been married.
And that's something we're going to talk more about.
Going on 8 years now.
There's a lot of blended families out there.
So yeah, so I would definitely say though, you know, to anyone and to the young lady who was asking that about having to change who you are, you have to know your boundaries. And don't be afraid to talk to your pastor about it. And don't be afraid to question him about it. Better do it now than later.
If you see a red flag, question it. Go ahead and question it. Don't wait till you get all serious and your heart's all in it. You see a red flag, address it. Definitely don't.
That's what's gonna make you
don't fornicate.
Make bad decisions.
I'm telling you, when God told you don't fornicate, it was for your own good. It wasn't just to have some rule to keep you from enjoying the pleasures of life. No, it was to help you to be able to have more pleasures.
If you have sex, it blurs your mindset. And again, we're speaking from experience, and we'll talk about all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're not gonna go there tonight. But we just want to say, you know, that you are important and you have value, and that, you know, you want the one that God has for you, because marriage is too serious to be marrying people who don't even like what you look like in the morning. It's like, that's not.
You gotta be able to roll over and look at her and just have a big Kool-Aid smile on your face, like, thank you.
You don't want that struggle.
That's
all. There's a lot of struggle.
I still be like that, man. I'll be like, man, I can't believe this, my wife, though. Like, I can't even believe it. Zing.
It's a mess, this one. But anyways, we hope we helped you. And, you know, we're excited about this new endeavor. Yes. So if you like this video, don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to like, and definitely don't be afraid to share it. And let us know, you know, what you want to see. And if you have any more questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Yeah, just leave them below. Thank you so much for the support that we've gotten on our other videos. Thank you so much for everyone who messages us, comments on our stuff. We read them and they bless us. They serve as confirmation for us. And we appreciate that so much.
If you got topics and things that you want to talk about, or just ideas and thoughts and opinions, go ahead, please drop them in the comments, man. Let's talk, let's dialogue. And everybody new to the page, everybody that's new, please consider subscribing to our page, man. Join the Noisy for God movement family. Let's get it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.